So here we have a function and you're asked for dy by dx. So first thing, let's rewrite the function without a square root and without x in the denominator. So you can write this as x to the power 3 minus x to the power half, because the square root is just power half, and x in the denominator just means x to the power minus 1. So now to differentiate, we multiply the power times the coefficient, and then we subtract 1 from the power. So dy by dx equals, you need to imagine that there's a 1 here and that there's a 1 here. So if you multiply 3 times 1, you get 3x squared. Remember, you need to subtract 1 from each of these powers. Minus 1 over 2x to the minus 1 over 2 minus 5x to the minus 2. So that is dy by dx. So that's your 4 marks. Now for part B, they want the equation to the normal. Now, when you see the word normal, that doesn't mean, oh, it's just usual. The word normal means perpendicular. So it means there is some kind of function, and at some point you have a tangent, and we're not interested in the tangent. We're interested in this other line, which is perpendicular to the tangent, and we call that the normal. And for this line, the gradient of the normal is equal to negative 1 divided by dy by dx. So if you know what the function is, y equals some function of x, and you find dy by dx at this point, then the gradient m of your normal is minus 1 divided by dy by dx. Okay, so that's the first thing we need to know. Then you need the equation of the tangent. So tangent is just a line. So the equation of a line let me call it the normal line. The equation of any line is y equals mx plus c. But there's an easier way to find this equation. If we write that equation as y minus y1 equals m x minus x1, and m is that value which I told you about. It's minus 1 over dy over dx. And x1 and y1 are the values that are given for your point. Then that will give you your equation. So if we look to the question, we're told that the curve passes through the point A1, 5. So this point, 1, 5, is really important because it gives us the value for x1 and y1. So 1 is your x1 and 5 is your y1. So all we need now is m, and m is minus 1 divided by dy by dx. And dy by dx we just found. So let's take that and substitute the values of x and y in it. So again, x is 1, so I can put 1 there, and there, and there. So dy by dx equals 3 times 1 squared minus a half times 1 to the minus half minus 5 times 1 to the minus 2. And conveniently for us, 1 to any power is just 1. So that gives me 3 minus a half minus 5. So 3 minus a half is 2.5. 2.5 minus 5 is minus 2.5. Okay, another way of writing that is minus 5 over 2. Okay, let me just check that. Okay, so that's dy by dx. And we agreed that m, the gradient for the normal, is minus 1 over dy by dx. So that means you need to invert it and change the sign. So it's like minus 1 over minus 5 over 2. Now you can put that in your calculator, but essentially it means you change the sign and you invert it. So instead of 5 over 2, it becomes 2 over 5. And instead of a negative, it becomes a positive. So this is the value for my gradient. And where do I put that? I put that here. Okay, so now I replace this value here with 2 over 5. So let me erase that and put 2 over 5. And I'll erase y1 and I'll put 5. And I'll erase x1 and put 1. And that is the equation of the normal. Now, we can't leave it like that. We need to simplify it. We need to write it in the format they asked. But this is basically the equation. And if you look at the way they want it, they said write it in the form ax plus by plus c equals 0. So they don't want any fractions. They just want integers. So let's try to make it end up looking like that. So let's get rid of the 5. One thing you could do is multiply both sides by 5. If you multiply by 5, that disappears with that. You need to multiply these out. So you've got 5y minus 25 equals 2x minus 2, because I multiplied that out. Then bring everything to the left. You have minus 2x plus 5y minus 23 equals 0. And that is your final answer. That is the equation of your line, and it looks like the format they gave us. ax plus by plus c. ax plus by plus c. So that's your final answer, and I hope you found that helpful.